What's up everyone, it's Tide Super Clean and welcome to episode 2 of the DJ tutorial reviews. Alison Wonderland, whose tutorial I reviewed in my first episode, has recently released episode 2 of her DJ tutorial series. As I mentioned in the very first episode of my series, this is going to be the very first time that I'm watching her video, and so all my opinions and reviews are going to be very fresh. But before we start with the review, have you ever wanted to stand out from other DJs? Well, now you can. My friends over at Custom Cans can help you with that dilemma. Custom Cans is a headphone customization specialty store where you can get a design of your choosing. Colored cords, different ear pads, LED lights. There are so many customization options that it would take me forever to list in this video. You can check out their gallery at their Instagram profile username, customcans_headphones, and put in an order at their website at www.custom-cans.co.uk. I'm very excited to see Alison Wonderland's second episode in her DJ tutorial series, so let's check it out.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Molly.
Oh, Molly got scared of the clap. Sorry, Molly. Hey, I'm Alison Wonderland, and I'm going to give you guys very basic DJ lessons. This is part 2, and this is a disclaimer that this is not the be-all and end-all of DJ techniques. This is just how I like to do things, and I'm keeping it really simple, so if you are a more advanced DJ, please be understanding. This is the very, very basics on beginners. You guys don't even know what you're doing yet, and I'm going to teach you some stuff. Well, the first week I showed you guys the real basics on what the CDJs do, what all the gear does, and today I'm going to teach you how to mix 2 tracks together, and that is going to be where the fun starts.
So as a beginner DJ, one of the things that you always have to learn how to do is mix 2 tracks. The way I started learning how to DJ was I bought 2 records. They're 2 of the same records, and I basically just practiced trying to mix those 2 records because they were both pretty much at the same BPM. I mean, depending on if your turntable is calibrated correctly or whatnot. But generally, that's how a lot of DJs learn, is by just trying to mix 2 records that are the same song, or maybe one's a different type of remix, but it's all dependent. Oops.
And today I'm going to teach you how to mix 2 tracks together, and that is going to be where the fun starts. I'm going to show you how much of a difference it makes even when 2 songs are just 1 BPM out of time. One song is going to be at 121 BPM and the other one's going to be at 120 BPM, and you'll hear what I'm saying. So that's like the first track, and then we're going to start it. So it's kind of in time. Oh, it's so painful. And you can hear it's like slightly out of time with each other now. And I gotta stop that because I can't handle it. But it's really important that we do make sure that our tracks are in time. The easiest way to do that is to obviously look at the BPM reader.
So the term for when 2 tracks are out of time like that, when it has like that da-dig sound, that's what you call train wrecking. And I'm not too sure where that term came from originally. I know there's train wrecking, train spotting is another term that DJs use, and basically what it means is it has like the da-dig sound, so it sounds like a train, I guess, or a train wrecking. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to mean, but we just call it train wrecking.
And make sure that they match up before you start the mix. I've made that mistake many times when I wasn't thinking, so I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes I did. You know, I walk so you guys can run. I would suggest, if things start to sound out of time, is to listen to different parts of the songs. So focus on the drums of one of the songs and say like the hi-hats or the melody from the other song, and see which one's out of time with what, and then just use the jog wheel to slightly adjust backwards or forwards until it's in time again. So let me show you an example.
So just to elaborate on that, a really good technique is just training your ears to get used to how songs sound when they're out of sync, when the kick drums are basically just galloping, and there's a slight difference in the sound that it makes. And with time, you can train your ears to recognize it. But especially with how advanced technology is nowadays, you can basically look at the screen and you can see that it's out of sync. But always train your ears. It's very important. You have to rely on your ears. Don't rely too much on looking at the screen or looking at waveforms and such. And that just comes with a lot of practice.
So this is the first track, which is way more percussive. And then we're going to cue the next one in, a bit off. Can you hear? So you need to focus on which one's lagging. And this track is too slow. And see, now it's not crashing.
Need a freelancer? Go to Fiverr.com and find one in seconds. Or don't go to Fiverr and waste your time searching.
Sorry about that.
I'm gonna go back to the songs that I used in the last episode because I feel like it's better if you guys are more familiar with the song. I think I'm just gonna use these songs throughout the whole tune. Just so you guys know, I don't need to explain those things. My manager, Garth, is to the side.
Okay, I guess that's the manager. I was wondering what that was about.
Hey, I wore this shirt actually because I got it from Target and it's sick. Garth actually taught me how to DJ, so he's making sure that I tell you guys the right thing, and this is from years and years ago. So this is how you should practice. Just take, at the very start, just take 2 tracks and get really good at mixing those 2 tracks. And once you do that, you'll be more comfortable with the decks, with the equipment, you'll know what everything does, and you'll be able to move around a little bit more easier without thinking too much. Why were you shaking? Stop shaking.
Started to go on this long rant about something else again. Just go, this is how you practice.
You know what, Garth? Why don't you just teach everyone? We'll just change my YouTube channel to Garth Force. I wanted to do something different on my channel today with these lessons, and I wanted to bring out my manager, Garth, who actually taught me how to DJ back before he was my manager. And that was a very long time ago. And I feel like, Garth, you would be able to show people what you showed me when I started to DJ. And I think people would like that. So come on down. So I've set this up for you already. We've got 2 tracks
Wow, that guy's
at
12.
100 BPM. And I just want you to tell everybody what you told me when I started DJing and show them what you can do.
Okay. So, the easiest way, I think, to get good is just to... Am I completely... I think the easiest way is just to get 2 tracks where you know the tracks. We know there's a piano in this one. And we know that this one is the clappy one. So you just concentrate on getting the piano in time with the claps, with the percussion. And you just do it over and over.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so then we're gonna bring in the other one. 2.
These knobs here, you've got the highs, the mids, and the lows, and that's just like the frequencies in the track. You can actually still hear both beats, but when you turn down the lows, the beat of the track where the lows are completely turned down is way less present. When you beat match, you want the track that you're mixing in to be the one with the way less present lows, because it'll otherwise clash with the track that you're actually playing. Okay, back to
So just to elaborate on that, the EQs control your mids, highs, and lows. So the bass or the lows will control the kick drums, the highs would control vocals, hi-hats, I guess. Mids will control, I guess, the melodies. Pretty sure that's correct.
reality.
1, 2, 3, 4. And for this, we've just got them both up so you can hear both songs. be able to pull down one and then flick it back. And then you just go back to this one, mix this one back in again. See, all I'm trying to do is keep the piano in time. And you just got to do that over and over and over and over and over and over. Get the song out of time, and then get it back in time. Whoop, whoop. There you go. Then get this one out of time. Sorry again for that. Get it back in time. Do that over and over till you get really good at knowing which one's out of time, which one's going too fast.
Like I just did those two in like two little. Well, onto EQing. It is a really important part of DJing.
So that was a very good exercise in learning how to beat match. My personal recommendation is always try to use the drum kicks in the song. Like they mentioned using the piano. I would just start off with the drum kicks as a beginner. It makes it a lot easier to train your ears in learning and understanding how it sounds when it's in time versus when it's train wrecking.
People made fun of me a lot during my Mix Mag set because I, you know, when you wonder what DJs are doing when they're doing this, a lot of them are actually EQing on the mixer. Using EQs gives you a clean mix, basically. Because if you have two tracks playing on top of them at the same time, they're going to completely crash because there's going to be too much going on. And so, and I meant clash, I don't know why I said crash, but it could sound crashy too. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what it sounds like when you have two tracks playing without any of the EQs on and just the plain tracks as they are and as they were made. So, yeah. Did you see that? See, I slightly did it too late. See, there's too much going on. But if I were to do this, hear it. And now you're only able to focus on the main track playing, and the track you're mixing in is just an addition right now, until you can hear this is now the main track. Let's switch back. We're just using the bass right now. Let's go again. This is going to be the main track. This is actually a very good place to mix out of the track that was in before. Every time there's a breakdown, I would suggest mixing out. And then, woo! You've got a mix.
So basically another term for EQing is called blending. And basically what blending is you're blending the EQs of both songs so that you try to compensate when you're doing transitions. So when your first song is playing and you're trying to mix in the second song, you don't want the bass of the second song to overpower the bass of the first song. So you generally, the way I do it is you have the bass for the second song turned off, and then you slowly turn the bass of the second song up in small increments, while at the same time turning down the bass of the first song so that it sort of just blends together. You can also do that with the mids and highs, and at the same time you're also pressing the channel faders up in small increments to try to mix the second song in with the first song. Overall, it was a very good quick lesson in DJing. Very good techniques, and especially for beginners in beat matching and EQing. It's very, very, very beginnerish, like they mentioned, and it's a very good introduction. I give it 2 thumbs up. Mahalo for watching, guys, and if you want to follow me on my social media, go ahead and follow me by looking at the links down below. Have a good one, guys. Aloha.